The First Light, a story of Christianity's birth, Jerusalem, 33 AD. The sun had barely risen when Miriam, a widowed olive seller, heard the commotion near the city gates. A man named Yeshua, Jesus of Nazareth, was to be crucified. She had heard whispers of his miracles, healing the blind, feeding the hungry, speaking of a kingdom not of this world. Curious, she followed the crowd to Golgotha, where the Roman soldiers hammered nails into his hands. As the sky darkened at midday, she heard him cry out, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Miriam trembled. No dying man spoke like this. 3 days later, the empty tomb. When word spread that Yeshua's body was missing, Miriam ran to the tomb with her neighbor Levi, a skeptical scribe. The stone was rolled away. Inside, only burial cloths remained. A woman named Mary Magdalene stood weeping outside until a man she thought was the gardener spoke her name. She gasped. It was Yeshua, alive. Miriam fell to her knees. Levi shook his head. Dead men do not rise. Weeks later, the upper room. Miriam and Levi were among the 50 followers who gathered in secret, fearing the authorities. Suddenly, a sound like rushing wind filled the room, and tongues of fire flickered above each person's head. "We must tell the world!" shouted Simon Peter, a once cowardly fisherman now bold as a lion. Levi, who had doubted everything, clutched Miriam's arm. "It's true. He really is the Messiah." The first Christians, Miriam sold her olives to feed the poor, while Levi used his scribe skills to record Yeshua's teachings. They broke bread together, shared all they had, and called themselves followers of the way. When Roman soldiers arrested them, they did not resist. "We must obey God rather than men," Peter declared. As the sun set over Jerusalem, Miriam prayed. A new faith was born, not in palaces or temples, but in the hearts of those who believed. Historical notes. Christianity began as a Jewish sect following Jesus' resurrection, around 30-33 AD. The day of Pentecost, Acts 2, marks the birth of the Christian Church. Early Christians faced persecution, but spread rapidly across the Roman Empire.